Hello, you all. Thank you for stopping by and clicking on this channel. If this is your first time, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome, welcome. I want to share a video with you of a young lady getting criticized about her acceptance of Jesus. She had an alternate lifestyle, and now in her new identification or transformation is not being well received. Let's take a look at this.
I see a lot of online discourse about me right now because people don't like the fact that I'm talking about God now, but I used to be a bottle girl. But let me clear up the confusion. That's the whole premise of Christianity, boo. Clock it. That's the whole point of following the Lord. Your life should look different. The Lord takes you out of what you were doing before. He takes you out of your sin. He takes you out of loving your sin. He makes you a new creature, and now you're doing something new. That's called growth. That's what you should be doing. But I'm not surprised at the genuine confusion because so many people see these false examples of Christians who go to the club Saturday night, get drunk, go to church Sunday, and do it all over again the next week. They still love their sin. So many people see these false examples of people that never changed their life to follow the Lord, but they have man of God, woman of God, God first in their Instagram bio.
She mentioned that God will take you from loving your sin to not loving your sin. Jesus don't take us from loving our sin. We have to decide to stop loving our sin. There's biblical passage that says people love their sin more than they love God. That is not God forcing. That's us choosing not to crucify our sins. Jesus won't crucify us. We have to put in that work to crucify our old nature, which is a sin nature.
So when people actually see someone changing their life to follow the Lord, they're confused. They're not used to it. But I'm also not surprised either because didn't they do the same thing to Paul when he was still Saul, murdering Christians? That man was on his way to go murder more Christians when the Lord stopped him in his tracks, blinded him for 3 days, said, "Why are you persecuting me?" Turned his life around. That man went from a murderer to a preacher. And the Jews were like, ain't this the same man who was murdering Christians? And we know that Paul wrote more than half the New Testament. So I'm not surprised that people are confused, but I'm just clearing up that confusion. If someone says that they follow the Lord and their life does not look different than it is before, you should question that. Don't question when you actually see the change. That's the whole point.
That is the whole point of salvation. We're supposed to be some everything before we accept Jesus. It don't matter if you're 304 or Bob or bottle girl, as she says, or whatever a person is doing, male or female. Now, the change takes work. What is a hindrance is saying you can't do everything that's in that Bible. And the community encourages people to stay the same and saying, Jesus knows my heart. Because the Bible says he does know our heart. The heart is our thinking. He knows you're a mean thinker, which means a stubborn thinker. You won't change. You don't want to change. So he knows that about your heart. But that statement is supposed to mean he knows my intention, that I want to do different. But our intention is not what he tells us to do. He says, do it. In the book of Numbers, I think it's the 15th chapter, maybe 35th verse. I know it's told the Israelite people that in the Old Testament, stop knowing their own heart and seek after the face of God. And we're told that as new converts. That New Testament is about stop knowing our own heart. You do have to put in the elbow grease to make a change in your lifestyle. Your used to do is actually going to play a role in your conversion so you can talk back into that atmosphere. You can't forget about what you used to do, but let the used to be the used to be and let a person grow. You can't keep holding them down and saying, yeah, but I knew you win. You're supposed to have a win. You're supposed to be, whatever you're doing, being dragged, however you did in your lifestyle. I'm not saying a physical dragging, no abuse, but what your lifestyle look like. You jumping in and out of beds and things like that. If that's your used to, that's what you used to do. Okay. I try to talk to the sisterhood a lot here on this channel. It pertains to men too, but encouraging the sisterhood. We can do it. You need more people to tell you you can do it instead of people telling you don't worry about doing it because you can't do it. Yes, you can. You can do it.